Example 2. In the given diagram, find x, y, r, sine theta, cosine theta, and the tangent theta. The initial side lie on the negative x-axis. The terminal side leads to the other pair in the second quadrant, form an angle theta. We have x on the x-axis. One is the side that opposite to an angle theta, and 2 is the distance from an order pair 0, 0 to the order pair x, comma y on the second quadrant. So to find x, y, and r, our x is unknown, and the r is 2, the y is 1. Let's make a list here. X, we do not know for now. The y equals 1, and the r equals 2. From the relationship, r equals square root of x squared plus y squared. Or we write it as x equals square root of r squared minus y squared. We can find x using y and r provided. So the x equals square root of 2 squared minus 1 squared. That gives us square root 3. And negative square root 3, it should be plus and minus sign. Okay, and for this case, the point xy located in the second quadrant, y is negative. Therefore, x equals negative square root 3. Next, we are going to find the sine theta value. The sine theta is y over r. Y is 1, r is 2. The cosine theta is x over r, or negative square root 3 over 2. The tangent theta is y over x, or negative, or positive 1 over negative square root 3. Or we can write as negative 1 over square root 3. And you can do the rationalized denominator by multiplying by square root 3 over square root 3, and will give us negative square root 3 over 3. Example 3. Indicate the quadrants that an angle theta could terminate in if part A, sine theta equals 2 over 5. Since sine theta is y over r, the fraction 2 over 5 tells us y equals 2 and r equals 5, and we have y equals 2 greater than 0. Therefore, an angle theta terminates in quadrant 1 and quadrant number 2. Recall, all students take calculus to help us determine the quadrant in the easier way. Next one, part B. Secant theta is negative 25 over 7. And by definition, the secant theta is the reciprocal of the cosine theta, which is x over r. Now we do the reciprocal to be r over x. That gives us r is 25, which is always positive number, and x is negative 7. In this case, x is less than 0. If x is less than 0, the angle theta will be in quadrant 2 or quadrant 3. Part C, the cotangent theta is square root 2. If you write as a fraction, which is square root 2 over 1, and the cotangent theta is the reciprocal of the tangent, and the tangent is defined by y over x. Therefore, the cotangent is x over y. X over y. In this case, let's say both of them have the same sign. Either x and y both positive, or x and y both negative, because when you divide the same sign, you're gonna get a positive number. So which quadrant that both x and y have the same sign? That would be quadrant 1 or quadrant 3. if you look at the rectangular coordinate system, the first quadrant, both of them positive. The second quadrant, y positive, x negative, but the third quadrant, both of them negative. Part D, where sine theta is greater than 0 and cosine theta is less than 0. By definition, the sine theta is y over r greater than 0. Therefore, y gonna be greater than 0 since note that r always greater than 0. For cosine theta less than 0, by definition, the cosine theta is x over r. If x over r less than 0, where r is positive, therefore x will be less than 0. And look at the rectangular coordinate system, where x less than 0 is either quadrant 2 or quadrant 3. Y greater than 0 is either quadrant 1 or quadrant 2. So therefore, the second quadrant will be the quadrant that this angle theta located, where x negative and y positive. Part E, the tangent theta is greater than 0. The tangent is defined by y over x. The cosecant theta, which is the reciprocal of the sine theta. The cosecant theta is defined by r over y. So in this case, y over x greater than 0, r over y less than 0. Note that r is positive. That means y will be less than 0. If y is less than 0, the quotient of x and y greater than 0, that's, that leads us to x must be less than 0 as well. So we look for the quadrant that x less than 0 and y less than 0. Therefore, that quadrant would be quadrant number 3. Number 4, find the remaining trigonometric functions of theta. If part A, sine theta is 4 over 5, and the theta is located in quadrant number 1. How to find it? First of all, since sine theta is defined by y over r, and the theta in quadrant 1, which all values are positive, y is 4, r is 5, therefore x will be square root of r squared minus y squared and returns 3. So the trigonometric functions will be sine theta from y over r or 4 over, well, it's given by the problem, it's 4 over 5. The cosine theta x over r is 3 over 5. The tangent theta y over x, which is 4 over 3. The cosecant theta, which is the reciprocal of the sine theta, or 5 over 4. The secant theta, or the reciprocal of the cosine, which is 5 over 3. The cotangent theta, which is x over y, or 3 over 4. Let's look at the next example. If the cosine theta is 5 over 13, and an angle theta is located in quadrant number 4. In quadrant 4, x positive, y negative. By definition of the cosine theta is x over r. And given the value 5 over 13, therefore x is 5, r is 13, and we are going to find y using the formula square root of r squared minus x squared. And in the fourth quadrant, y is negative. So y equals negative square root of 13 squared minus 5 squared. Simplify the numbers and will give us negative 12 as the value of the y. Now put them together using the trigonometric functions definition. Sine theta equals y over r, or negative 12 over 13. And the cosine theta, which is 5 over 13, the tangent theta, or y over x, is negative 12 over 5. The cosecant theta is the reciprocal of the sine theta, or 13 over negative 12. The secant theta is the reciprocal of the cosine theta, which is 13 over 5. The cotangent theta, which is the reciprocal of the tangent theta, or 5 over negative 12. In the next example, we are going to find the tangent theta. If sine theta is 4 over 5 and the theta terminates in quadrant number 2, we call it quadrant 2, x negative, y positive. And by definition of the sine theta, which is y over r, and given by the value 4 over 5, that tells us y equals 4 and r equals 5. To find the x value, which is which we know that it's going to be negative inside since the theta is terminating in quadrant number 2. So x is negative square root of r squared minus y squared, or negative square root of 5 squared minus 4 squared. Simplify the number to be square root 9 with a negative sign in the front, so x is negative 3. To find the tangent theta. The tangent theta is y over x, so y is 4, x is negative 3. Negative 4 over 3 is the tangent theta value. Number 6, find y if the point 24y is on the terminal side of the angle theta, and cosine theta is 24 over 25. Cosine theta is defined by x over r. In this case, the x is 24 and the r is 25. To find the y, so y equals either plus minus square root of r squared minus x squared. From the relationship x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So y equals plus minus square root of 25 squared minus the x, which is 24 squared. Simplify the number, we will get plus minus square root of 49 or plus minus 7. Therefore, the y value, it could be either 7 or y equals negative 7. That will satisfy the provided condition.